Airdrop claims, SUI, Solana, HyperEVM Alpha, and so much more. Let's get started. First of all, we have a surprise airdrop from Cardano ecosystem, and even though you're not a user of that specific blockchain, you are probably eligible. All you had to do was have at least $100 worth across many different ecosystems, including Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRPL, BNB Chain, Avalanche, or Brave. Of course, this is a huge amount of addresses. 33.6 million addresses meet the eligibility criteria, but considering it's Cardano and probably not that well known, then very, very likely a lot of these addresses will actually not even be aware that there's an airdrop that they need to actually claim. Snapshot for wallet holdings was on June 11th, and as you can see in the distribution part, you will see that mostly the Cardano community is going to be most happy with airdrop because only 1 million eligible addresses will share 50% of the whole token supply. 20% is going to be reserved for 17 million Bitcoin addresses, and the remaining 30% is going to be split equally across other 6 ecosystems. Finally, it is not clearly stated in their tokenomics what is going to happen with all the tokens that are unclaimed, because here they say that it's going to be like a scavenger mine, meaning that it might be for either public claims or maybe it's going to be redistributed towards everyone who was claiming in the original claim period. And couple Sol updates next. As Santiago mentioned in the last video, Meteora Points Checker is live, and if you have been blacklisted for whatever reason, you should submit an appeal on their official website as soon as possible. And of course, if you have calculated your points according to the LP stimulus plan for season 1, which was $1 in fees is equal to 1,000 points, and $1 in TVL is 1 point per day, you can calculate your points manually, and if something feels off, you can also submit an appeal. Just please make sure to double check everything, not to spam the team unnecessarily. And final thoughts on this topic. While we remember what made Hyperliquid such a great airdrop and a token that actually appreciated in value dramatically over time, it was mostly because they were the best perpetuals DEX out there compared to something like centralized exchange experience. So as Meteora is a very, very good platform that can generate people a lot of fees and it has very user-friendly interface, after you get used to it, then we can consider that MET might be one of those unicorns that actually appreciates in value, but of course, not financial advice, and we will see what the future brings. Their community-centric approach is something that is also very, very important because they really filtered a lot of whales by making the fee aspect of points earning so huge. So we will see if this ends up being a very, very good airdrop and soon as it actually goes live. Last for Sol updates, we have 2 surprise airdrop claims, one from Backpack Exchange, which has recently integrated SAY on their wallet. If you are a backpack trader and you're either challenger or at least bronze rank, you have some SAY tokens to claim in the application. Also, there is a Magic Eden airdrop happening on August 6th, so if you've been trading on the platform, there is 8 million Magic Eden to be airdropped to the community. However, unfortunately, the token is not doing as well as it did in the launch, so just keep that in mind when managing expectations. Now, we have some great updates from SUI and Momentum. They're launching their NFTs, which are called title deeds, and this is going to be an exclusive part of SUI real estate as they brand it. And how it's going to work is that you're going to be generating protocol fees from all liquidity pools on Momentum, discounted rates for the purchases that is only going to be available in August, and bonus airdrops from every token generation lab. So this is going to be their launchpad that they're going to be having projects onboarded through their platform. There's going to be 50,000 of these NFTs, and it is for people who are either bullish on Momentum to believe that they're going to be one of the biggest DEXs on SUI and they want to generate the protocol fees from the liquidity pools, and also for people who have been farming Momentum heavily, because if you open one of these special NFTs like Epic, Rare, or even Uncommon, or even Common, so you're going to be getting at least some kind of multiplier for your airdrop allocations. Now, the way this works is that you're going to be paying a 10% deposit for either of these packages, depending what time you actually enroll in. Founder package is lasting until August 13th and is 50% off. Just keep in mind, this is a 10% deposit. So the full NFT price is going to be this times 10. So in the case of founder, it's going to cost $1,790, but considering that you're getting a very much boosted allocation for the airdrop, it might be worth it. Essentially, it is supposed to be a zero risk policy because your deposits are going to be 100% refundable at claim phase, and you actually can decide if you're going to keep the deposit and pay the remainder, assuming that your allocation for the airdrop is worth the price. Now, all of this might feel a little bit too complex, but they do have a very dedicated FAQ page where you can have most of your questions answered in a simple way. Also, one thing to note is that currently the founder phase is already almost twice as oversubscribed, so you can try your luck in this phase if you want to participate. Just keep in mind that maybe you won't get in at this price at this moment. Of course, most of us in the Discord, we managed to get into the founder phase because crypto moves super fast and you cannot just rely on YouTube videos to keep updated. We have a private community where we discuss all of these topics about SUI and many other ecosystems in real time, and the debates and discussions are usually the edge that you need to make serious money in crypto. If you're interested, you can join the subscriptions page on our official website. All the links for everything are always in the first link of the description of every video, and you can choose your monthly or yearly plans as well as an error tracking application to keep you organized. And of course, the NFT collection, if you want to diversify your passive income streams, it's generating between 5 to 10% in monthly yield at the moment, but we're looking forward to reducing all impermanent loss and getting back to 10% as soon as possible. Now, if you've been doing airdrops for a while, you probably have a very good Gitcoin Passport score, and you'll be happy to hear that they're rebranding into Human Passport. And if you've had at least 25 points, then you should definitely claim the OG role in their official Discord. However, if you haven't accumulated 25 points during the Gitcoin Passport era, you can still participate in their Season 1 of their points program by simply doing the tasks and accumulating at least 20 points or higher for the Human On-Chain Summer Rewards. Moving into a couple HyperEVM updates, we have HyperSwap Points Season 2 ending, and soon, probably, TGE. There's been already mention of XSwap on their official website, so we can expect TGE probably sometime in August. As for Pendle, Pendle is also live on HyperEVM. It is one of the best DeFi apps we have out there, so it is very bullish for the ecosystem, and probably the APYs on these first couple of days are going to be astronomical. And finally, we have an update from Jumper. If you bridge at least $20 on the Jumper platform into HyperEVM, you'll be eligible for a 20% G-Liquid points boost, also a DeFi liquidity pool on HyperEVM. And finally, we have Towns Protocol TG on August 5th, out of which 57% of token supply is going to community. However, only around 10% will be airdropped in the first part of airdrop seasons. 35% is for investors and 8% for node operators and delegators. And that is a wrap for all the updates for today. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe, bell notifications on. Any questions, comments, I'm waiting for you in the comment section below and in our Discord. Thanks for watching, and till next time, have an amazing day.